You've been lied to, conditioned, trained to believe that hot women, the ones that turn heads, the ones every man silently competes for, are out of your league. But here's the truth most won't tell you. Attraction isn't about money, looks, or even status. It's about presence. It's about the energy you carry when you walk into a room and the belief you hold about who you are. See, most men chase women they find attractive and never ask why those women should be attracted to them. And that's where everything changes. Today, we're not just talking about how to get a hot woman's attention. We're talking about becoming the man who effortlessly keeps it. Because once you unlock this shift, they don't just notice you, they gravitate to you. So let's cut the fluff, silence the noise, and step into the kind of masculine power that doesn't beg, doesn't prove, and doesn't chase. It simply draws in. This is where most men go wrong. They think attraction is a transaction. Flash some money, flex some muscle, show off a car, or drop a few names, and suddenly she's supposed to be impressed. But here's what no one told you. The kind of woman you label as hot has already seen all that 1,000 times. And not only has she seen it, she's bored of it. See, external validation is like junk food for attraction. It looks appealing at first glance, but it never satisfies. That's because true feminine energy doesn't crave performance. It craves presence. And presence is born from knowing your worth without needing it stamped by anyone else. When a man walks into a room and doesn't need to be seen, he's the first one noticed. That's internal value. It's the deep, unshakable knowing that you are enough. Not because of what you have, but because of who you are. And when that belief is rooted in your being, everything shifts. Your body language relaxes, your voice grounds, your eye contact becomes piercing, not because you're trying to impress, but because you no longer feel the need to perform. That's rare, and women feel that. And now here's the twist. Internal value isn't something you learn, it's something you remember. It's buried beneath years of trying to be good enough, sexy enough, successful enough. The world taught you to chase her approval, but once you stop outsourcing your worth to her reaction, you become magnetic without even trying. Women can feel when a man is grounded in himself. And the hotter she is, the more she's looking for a man who doesn't pedestalize her. You think she wants worship? No, she wants recognition. She wants to be seen as a woman, not an idol, and only a man with real value can do that. So stop seeking signs of approval and start becoming the man who approves of himself first. Confidence doesn't come from how many women say yes. It comes from the power to walk away from what doesn't align. Internal value isn't loud. It doesn't need applause. It just is. And when you walk in that, she feels it. There's a frequency to real confidence. You don't speak it, you embody it. Most men confuse arrogance or over-talking for confidence, but that's just noise trying to cover an inner void. Women, especially high-value, attractive women, are intuitive. They don't just hear your words, they read your vibe. Desperation has a smell. It's in the over-explaining, the performative jokes, the forced compliments, the constant need for attention or validation. And the moment you give off that energy, she categorizes you, not as a threat, but as a fan. And she has plenty of those. Real confidence is restraint. It's knowing you don't have to fill every silence. It's letting her come to you instead of trying to constantly entertain her. When you're confident, you're not trying to convince her of your worth. You're just being it. That creates mystery. That creates gravity. A woman's attraction to a man deepens in response to his certainty, not just in her, but in himself. Feminine energy is fluid by nature. It explores, it feels, it tests, but it doesn't lead, it responds. So when a man is unsure of himself, indecisive, or overly reactive to her moods, she loses the polarity. She can't relax into her feminine because there's no grounded masculine presence for her to reflect. Certainty isn't about control, it's about direction. It's about knowing what you want, standing on it, and not crumbling when challenged. Women will test you not because they're malicious, but because they need to know you can hold your ground without being shaken. When she pushes, she's asking, can you still lead, even if I'm emotional? If the answer is yes, she feels safe. If it's no, she takes the lead. And attraction begins to fade. Every man trying to attract beautiful women needs to hear this. She is not supposed to be your purpose. The moment a woman senses that your world revolves around her, that your focus, drive, and emotional stability depend on her presence, she'll start pulling away. Not because she's cruel, but because she can't respect what isn't anchored in something greater than her. Women are drawn to men who are already in motion, men who are building, creating, becoming. Purpose isn't just about career or money. It's about having a direction, a mission, a why, something you wake up thinking about that has nothing to do with impressing her. When a man is rooted in purpose, everything about him aligns differently. His energy becomes focused, his decisions become clearer. He becomes less reactive, less needy, and more magnetic. Not because he's trying to attract her, but because he's too busy living his vision to chase validation. You want to stand out to hot women? Stop chasing them. Start chasing what sets your soul on fire. Because when you're deeply aligned with your purpose, women feel it in how you move, how you speak, how you don't flinch when they test you. Your purpose creates boundaries. It shapes your time. It tells her, I would love to share my world with you, but I won't abandon it for you. That's power, and that's attractive. You can dress it up, you can talk smooth, hit the gym, wear the cologne, even study every word of game. But if your internal state doesn't match your external image, she feels it instantly. Women are intuitive by nature, especially the ones you label as hot. They've learned to sense who's real and who's performing. So while you might be able to impress her friends, fool some guys, or even fake it through a first date, if your energy is off, she knows. Because attraction isn't about what you say. It's about the frequency you carry. If you feel unworthy, she feels it. Even if you never say a word. If you're pretending to be confident but terrified of rejection, she feels the mask. Women don't fall for what you present. They fall for what you radiate. And the truth is, you can't trick your way into alignment. You either are that man or you're not. Yet, the good news, you can become him. But it starts by getting honest with yourself about your fears, your wounds, your insecurities, because only when you stop faking can you start building real power. And that power, that raw, unpolished truth, is what she'll find irresistible.